Hey everybody, Claire here, and today I am so excited to share with you one of my favorite vegan recipes. This one is for creamed spinach, and I'm partnering with Almond today, so I'm using their original almond milk. This is the shelf-stable version, so it's super convenient. Obviously, it's unsweetened because this is a savory recipe, and I love this because it's so easy to put together. It tastes fantastic, and it's a great way to have just a perfect classic side on your table that everybody can enjoy. So to make this, it's really simple. This is just enough for probably, I'd say, like 1 or 2 people, so it's like a small side. But I have 5 ounces of spinach, a ½ cup of almond milk, I have a tablespoon of flour, I have a few tablespoons of crushed almonds, I have some olive oil I'm gonna use to drizzle and to sort of saute everything. I have basically half of a small onion, and then I have a couple of tablespoons of nutritional yeast. So this is gonna give it a really great sort of cheesy flavor. And then of course, some salt and pepper. So this is super easy to put together, so let's get started. So first things first, I'm gonna turn on my pan. I'm gonna let it heat up for a little bit, just over medium heat, and then I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil. Just enough to make sure that the spinach doesn't stick to the pan. And this is one of those comical things where this looks like such a ridiculous amount of spinach, but it cooks down to literally nothing. It's kind of crazy. And I basically just want this to wilt, and you'll see that it expels or like puts out a lot of liquid. So after it's fully cooked, I'm actually gonna drain it so we get rid of that excess liquid. So you can see this cooked down to like nothing. It's such a small amount. But to me, this is the perfect amount for, I'd say, like 1 to 2 people. Just because if you really love spinach, this is great. And if you just want a little bit, then you can split it with someone. All right, well, this is thoroughly wilted. So I'm gonna turn off my heat, and I'm just gonna kind of pour it into this bowl again. As it sits here, some of the liquid is gonna drain out of it. So I'll just make sure to give it a nice squeeze. All right, well, heat back on. Another drizzle of olive oil, and then some sliced onion goes in. A little pinch of salt, some pepper, and I'm just gonna cook this for, I'd say, about like 5 minutes. I just want it to get a little bit translucent, and I guess I'd say kind of like limp. I don't want this to be really crisp, very raw onion. I want it to have a little bit of a mellower flavor. So now I'm gonna add a little bit of flour. And that might seem like an odd thing to add to this recipe, but it's because it's gonna act as a thickener. And so I'm gonna mix this together with the fat, which is the olive oil, and all this delicious onion. It smells so beautiful in here. And you can see it's starting to kind of form a little bit of a paste. And this is gonna be what the almond milk binds to and what makes it really creamy. So now I'm gonna add just a drizzle at a time of the almond milk. So next I'm gonna add a couple tablespoons of nutritional yeast. And this is gonna give it a really cheesy flavor. But this is completely optional. If you don't like the flavor of nutritional yeast, you do not have to add it. You can always add more if you really like it. Beautiful, that looks great. So creamy. So now I'm going to just kind of squeeze the spinach. You can see there's a little bit of water coming off of it. I'm gonna just scoop in the squeezed bits. And now I'm just gonna stir everything together. All right, final touch before it goes in the oven. I'm gonna turn off the heat, and I'm gonna pour it into just a little ramekin, something oven safe though, because we are gonna cook it for, I'd say like maybe 10 minutes. It's just until the nuts get nice and golden brown. And then the sprinkle of nuts on top for a little bit of crunch. Beautiful. All right, great. So now this is gonna go into the oven 425 for about 10 minutes or so, but basically keep an eye on it. Once the nuts are golden brown, that means it's done. Well, it smells wonderful. I absolutely just love the scent of the almonds toasting and a little bit of the onion and the spinach, so I have to give this a try. Look how creamy. Oh yeah, it is so delicious. The nutritional yeast gives it this really lovely kind of cheesy flavor. And the best part is you can do this with basically any greens. So if you want to do it with kale or chard or whatever, this recipe totally works with them as well. And it really comes down to the almond milk being really creamy and simple and the perfect canvas for this recipe. Well, thank you so much for watching. Please like the video if you like it. For more recipe ideas like this one, check out almondbreeze.com and thekitschykitchen.com. And I can't wait to see your guys' comments. Please comment below what other types of vegan recipes you'd like to have me cover. I love this one. It is so simple and such a classic. All right, well, thanks so much, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.